Hey, welcome to Board Game Today. I'm Brett. In my hands is the G.I. Joe role-playing game core rulebook, allowing you to do some RPG tabletop role-playing in the world of G.I. Joe. It's published by Renegade Game Studios, and I grew up watching the G.I. Joe cartoon. I play with the toys. I collect a little bit now as I'm older. I really kind of was intrigued to see what would be into this. Thankfully, Renegade Game Studios has hooked us up with this copy. It's broken out into 13 chapters, just an introduction. Next is character creation, influence origin, roles, essence, scores, and skills, general perks, and then after that, equipment, combat, exploration, then after that, locations, threats, and then running a mission, taking you through how to play and build a character and immerse yourself in the world of G.I. Joe. So the thing that really kind of stands out to me is that, like, it captures, I think, makes what makes G.I. Joe a lot of fun, and that's the crazy things you can do with your characters. You aren't just a soldier; you're a soldier who can do X, Y, and Z, that wears these certain clothes, that has this background. And to me, I think that's a lot. Can make this a lot of fun, and really what would be a great draw to immerse yourself in this. Obviously, we've got fantastic art. A lot of the characters are in here, both good and bad. But this really kind of puts you into the role of G.I. Joe. That's maybe the only downside to this. This isn't about building a Cobra character. This is really focused on the Joes. It takes you through kind of the main characters, and then from there, how to actually build a character. So things from health to skills, and then eventually diving into your perks, like the things that may help or hinder you. And it's part of a thing that I really like about this system, and just a lot of role-playing games in general, is that, with things that might seem good, there is also negative. So you can see here, like, influence perk, and then there's a hang-up. Influence perk, and there's a hang-up. So, like, what is the negative that you bring while also gaining gaining some skills as well. And to me, I think it's a really cool concept. Like, thrill seeker, you got influence, you got to hang up. So, what's the good and what's the bad? And it really helps you, I think, flesh out the character, but more importantly, help drive knowing what, your character should be. From there is, like, what role do you have within the force? And then the other thing that I think really stands out, where the Transformers system really kind of focused on the transforming aspect of it. This focuses a lot on the equipment, the vehicles, and that sort of stuff. And there's a lot of, not just skills. We've kind of talked about that. Lots and lots of skills. But we could go in there as further as, like, your weapon upgrades. Like, what are you walking in a battle with? And to me, that's a big thing with G.I. Joe. I mean, you go in and, they had some pretty cool equipment to duke it out with Cobra. Not just the guns and all that, but we also got lots of vehicles that you could go and use. And then, of course, it eventually, not just going through the rules of how to play, but it eventually actually takes you through, like, missions, locations that you can use in your game. So a little bit more geared towards your game masters, but then it takes you through the various members of Cobra that you could deal with, not just named characters, but lots and lots of generic characters as well. Of course, all of them rocking some awesome art. It's Cobra Officer. It shouldn't be all that cool, but it's a pretty awesome Cobra Officer. So to me, this, like the Transformers role-playing game, I think this is a great introduction. I think the only negative, just like the Transformers one, is there's no way to play a Cobra character. This isn't a thing where it's a generic system. I mean, you could do it if you really want to, but it's not a generic system where it's specifically geared to also play either side. You really are playing the Joes in this, and role-playing as the Joes going against Cobra or whatever other threat. So that's maybe the only negative. This is not flexible up to that point, because I gotta admit, it could be a lot of fun to do some role-playing as members of Cobra. So yeah, I mean, of course, we're going to try to do, I think interesting it would be is comparing this to the Transformers role-playing game and really kind of dissecting the two, how they are similar and how they're different, and we'll do that in a future video. But again, I just kind of want to throw this out there that it exists. It seems pretty cool. I like this system. It seems solid as far as that. And, this is a book that is packed to get you going on the side of the Joes. So you can go get this. Is out in shops now. Go hit up your local game shop. We also have some links underneath where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so we get a small percentage by doing that. You'll support our site. And speaking of support, I do again want to thank Renegade Game Studios for hooking us up with this review copy. And of course, thank you all for watching. If you are into role-playing games, miniature games, card games, board games, whatever, check us out every single day at boardgametoday.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Board Game Today, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, keep rolling that dice. Boom! Get your game on. Hey, thanks for watching Board Game Today. We always appreciate your views and your support, but there are so many ways for you to support our site. Not only can you do right here on video, but you can go and check us out at boardgametoday.com, where we have more news, reviews, interviews, everything you could ever want. But since you're here, if you could, you can always give us a like, subscribe, or share our videos, or watch something else. Is always much appreciated, and get your game on.